welcome back to Diversity with Diana podcast series, the podcast that discusses good governance, inclusive diversity, and tech innovation, among other great social issues. This week, I want to give you 6 points on how you can incorporate inclusion in your setup, in your family, in your offices, in your workplace, whether you're in a sharing space with different people from different cultures. I want to give you 6 tactics of how you can promote inclusion in such spaces. Number 1, reflect on your own experiences. What I mean by this is that I wish for you to reflect upon a situation or an area where you are so different from other people, whether be it on the basis of gender, age, race, culture, marital status, sexual orientation, and how did you feel being different from others? So when you reflect on your own experiences and you consider your own behavior, you're able to understand why someone who is different in that meeting, in that family, in that group may not feel comfortable being looked upon as being different. So therefore, you as a team member, as a family member, or as a person in that organization, maybe even as a leader, you're able to ensure that you have ways or structures in which then you allow other people that are different to air their opinion. It is very important in any teamwork, in any family situation, in any group setup, that everyone feels included and feels like their voice is heard. The second way of promoting inclusion is knowing that small things matter. When you are in any setup, team, family, whatever, knowing that small things matter is very important. It could be the timekeeping culture. It could be the dress code. It could be the choice of words and diction. It could be so many things. So small things do matter. When you come to a situation, a meeting, a team task force, a family meeting where you're going to decide where everyone is going to go on holiday, it is important to know that small things matter to different people. Maybe the weather is a big deal for others than it is for the rest. So therefore, in your effort to ensure that there is inclusion and integration, it is very important to listen out to what everybody else thinks, know the small things that tick off other people, and help them understand the consensus building effort, because decisions must be made, but the decisions must be made in a very inclusive manner that actually fosters team spirit, it fosters love, and it ensures that people are able to perform better when they feel understood and feel appreciated. The third tactic of promoting inclusion is actually picking out or acknowledging who is being quiet. This is by noticing who is not being included in the discussion. When you're able to notice that, and you're someone who likes action, or you're someone that is actually an ethical leader, you're able to pick out the person and probably bring them up to speed with what is happening. Say, for example, you discover Nick is not speaking up. So you'll be like, hey, Nick, how are you feeling today? What do you think about the point that Chebet has made? And Nick may say, well, I think it's a good point, but I think I'm not able to make it that week to come for the team building exercise. And then you'll be like, okay, which are the other days that you are able to probably be available? That, instead of allowing Nick to be quiet in the meeting, watch somebody else take charge in saying how the 3rd week of July is the perfect time for this retreat to happen. And then you exclude this person, and maybe their schedule cannot even allow them to be available at that time. So that, it's not easy that everyone's personality is that of someone who will speak up at meetings. It is important for you as a member, a team member, or a team leader to be able to pick up someone who is being excluded in a discussion, someone who is being quiet, and bringing them up and just giving them a chance to be heard as well. The 4th way is actually to show interest and ask questions. Now, you could be that person that in that day you're not feeling like speaking up in the meeting, you're feeling like whatever they're discussing is not something that you want to be a part of, but it is very important to be an active member of a group, of a family, of a team, of whatever situation. If you're in a house sharing situation, maybe you have different housemates from different areas. It is important to show interest whenever they're trying to come into a decision, an important decision, or even a small decision. It is important for you to speak up up. Show interest by asking questions. Show interest by nodding, acknowledging that, yeah, I hear what you're saying. I listen to your point of view. I acknowledge you and I appreciate you for actually taking this initiative to decide that maybe we need to change the internet service provider. That is very, very important, to show interest and be that person that is fostering or promoting inclusion in that setup. The fifth tactic of promoting inclusion is to establish feedback loops. Establishing feedback loops means that once you give your point number 1, which is ABC, your point number 2, which is XYZ, your point number 3, which is 1, 2, 3, your feedback loop would be like, okay, I've given the first point. Let me find out from Lucy if she has understood what I said. Lucy, do you mind just repeating what I said in the first part of the segment? Diana, would you like repeating what I said in the third? That feedback loop is very, very important. Do we have a round of questions? Winnie, would you like to ask some questions? When you give a feedback loop or allow for a feedback mechanism, even as a facilitator or as a leader or somebody moderating that discussion, it allows you to understand that everybody is being included, that everybody understands the point that you're trying to pass across, the mission that you're trying to achieve, the destination, that family destination that you're trying to agree on holiday, on Christmas, when the borders open up, or when it's safe to travel again after COVID. So that feedback mechanism ensures that everybody speaks up, such that inclusion is an important element in your decision-making process when you're thinking about important things that will affect other people as well. The final point is knowing how to acknowledge each member of that group or that family. If you notice that a member has been oddly quiet, it may be important to actually speak up in the meeting as it's going on by asking, hey, Amina, do you understand what has been said? Or maybe by asking, Amina, you seem to have been quiet. You did not say yes or no to the point that was made. And Amina may say, you know what, I didn't even listen to the point. I'm sorry, my mind is off. And, I'm definitely going to catch up on what is happening. But that actually allows Amina to understand that you're not alone in whatever is going on in your mind. It means that somebody in the meeting took notice of you being quiet. It means that the next time Amina comes for a meeting, she will understand that her participation is required and her engagement is important. That way, she will not be able to be quiet in each and every meeting. She will look forward to the next meeting. She will look at the agenda beforehand and she will prepare for the meeting. These are just some of the 6 ways that you can promote inclusion in your families, in your places of work, in a place where you share spaces with different people from different cultures, different orientations. It is to ensure that we live as a community, you live as a team that is diverse, but is able to accomplish its missions and is able to perform to the best level possible. So guys, thank you so much for tuning in every week to listen to my podcast, to watch the YouTube videos. I'm looking forward to your comments down below in the comment section. I want to thank you very much for everybody who tweets me, who messages me on my WhatsApp, who sends me emails. I do appreciate the feedback that you give me, and I look forward to improving discussions that foster diversity and inclusion in your spaces. Thank you very much and look forward to chatting with you next week. Bye.
Goodbye.